Aloe Evershield deodorant. This deodorant
Good afternoon, Mrs. Ibidoni.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. All right.
Okay. You can. I have enabled you to share your screen, so you can.
Okay.
Go ahead with your screen. Yes.
Okay. Can I share my video? Okay, I can share my video. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yinka Ibiduni, and I am the trainer this afternoon, and I'm asked to talk about just two of our products, our hand sanitizer and Aloe hand soap. So I'm just going to share those two products. Okay. So before I get started, I'd like to share a few tips on how to maintain personal hygiene. Let me add to this. Okay, just give me a few minutes, please. Okay. Okay, so I just want to share a few tips on how to maintain personal hygiene. I know that we know that we have to have a bath regularly, but there's something I like to add to this bathing regularly, because some people think it is just doing it once a day it's enough. Well, it depends on your lifestyle. If you think that just having a bath once daily is adequate for you to keep your body clean, then it's fine. But what I want to say is this: if you sweat is toxic. It says we excrete it because it should not stay in the body. So when we sweat and it stays on our skin, the body will absorb it. And that is one of the reasons for recurring blemishes. For people that have oily skin, they've been wondering why is it that they use product today, it comes back. Okay, this is one of the reasons, because the toxin they excrete, the skin reabsorbs it. And that is why the skin keeps having recurring blemish. So the same way, the entire body, your face, your hands, whatever part of your body that is sweat on, it has to be cleansed. So because if you do not do that, your body certainly takes it back into, because our body has pores all over. And what they do is to take in, and to bring out. They cannot differentiate it. They cannot, what's the word now, to say, okay, this is what I should take, this is what I shouldn't take. So because that can happen, we have a responsibility to ensure that our pores take in the right thing and excrete what it should be excreted. So because of sweat, bathing just once a day won't be adequate at all, except if you can say, I know someone once told me that when he moved to a location where the atmosphere is always cool and he never had any reason to sweat. So in fact, it was possible for him to go days without having his bath at all. We all laughed about it. He said some white people do that. They just go days without having their bath. All they do is just brush their teeth because of the atmosphere. It's never hot. At that time of the year, it wasn't hot at all. So they could go days without. I said, okay, we laughed about it, and that was all. But then, living in this part of the world, or wherever you are and you sweat, you should not keep the sweat on your skin. Go and wash it off. That is one. Then the second reason why we should have a bath regularly. When I go out, I'm fond of, I know a lot of people do that too. what I do in a day to determine how many times I have my bath. That's me. When I go out and I get exposed to dust, or apart from sweat, even if I am not sweating, I think I've gone out today, I've come in contact with some things, I've touched some things, because you can't really tell, you can't begin to say, okay, I can't touch, I can't, you may touch some things without even knowing. There's some actions we take unconsciously. So now I've done this and I can't begin to think, oh, what did I touch? What did I shake? I can't begin to take stock of that. So what I do is when I get back home at noon, I go to have a shower. At times I get back to the house and my son wants to rush. I'm like, no, wait. Because I know I just came back. This is not COVID related at all. It is nothing. I've been like this for years. My son has been taking hand sanitizer to school since he started school. Before, when it was barely 2 years. So we've been like this. It has nothing to do. So this is not about COVID or whatever. No. So I'll just, don't touch me, because I'll just go to clean up and then I'll go hug him and all of that. So having a bath regularly goes beyond just taking in the morning because she wants to go out. Let me make yours laugh a bit. I saw a quote on Instagram recently. The person said, it's in Nigeria that after having your bath, they will say, are you going out? I said, this thing is true, because they think, okay, if you're not going out, you don't have to have your bath. It's like, are you going out? So some people have their bath only because they want to go out. So that is not good at all. So we need to have a bath regularly, anytime we get exposed to anything, anytime. So and before going to bed, ensure you have your bath. It's very, very important. Then when you go to bed, what do you sleep on? Before I go to that, what do you sleep on? Anything that your skin comes in contact with, anything your skin is going to have a relationship with during the night, for those 4 to 6 or 8 hours, has to be clean as well. These are the things that can give our skin blemishes and make our bodies begin to breed germs. So your pillowcases, your bed sheets, anything that touches your body must be clean. So that's about having a bath regularly. And then trimming our nails, it's very, very important, because easily nails, I know that most ladies, we like our nails long, but please always check, because long nails can easily keep germs and dirt. You won't even know. They find it convenient to just stay and get stuck in there. So you need to constantly check. If you are the type that keeps long nails, you need to constantly check to see that you do not have dirt or germs hidden inside you. So you have to keep your cuticle trimmer or wash your hands regularly to ensure that all those things are off, because these are the hands you eat with, these are the hands you take your snacks with, these are the hands, some of you that use your fingers to eat or swallow, these are the hands you use, and these are the ways people introduce germs unknowingly into their body. So whether it's your fingernails or your toenails, everything, your toenails, I see some toenails, I'm like, really, and you have to ensure that your fingernails and toenails have to be kept clean. Then brushing and flossing, this is very, very, but this is another thing that people always debate. How many times? Once? Is it in the morning? Should I go to bed? I advise you do it twice daily. In the morning, when you wake up, whether or not you're ready to eat, whether you don't wait to, okay, I want to eat now, let me go and brush my teeth. No. Whether or not you're ready to eat, you have to brush your teeth and before going to bed. I'm sure most of us know why, because when you wake up in the morning, your mouth has been closed for how many hours? And so it is normal for you to just rinse it and brush properly and rinse properly. And then flossing is also very important. There are times when maybe you've just eaten and you have some things eating on your teeth. You have to use what's it called? You have to use, is it called floss? Those strings, those plastic tool with string, you use to take it off, it's actually called flossing, so that you take off anything that can be hidden around your teeth. Because if you don't do that, this can actually begin to breed germs, and this is your mouth. So it finds it very easy to get into your blood circulatory system. So when you now eat other healthy food, the ones that have been there we now mix up with it and now get your healthy food contaminated. So it's very important I'll do that. Then lastly, okay, that's the last point. We need to wash our hands regularly. That's very, very important. Anytime, I know that we may not be, of course, we can't go about with our liquid soap, but our hand sanitizer is, and that's the reason we're talking about the two this afternoon. So wash your hands. If you're in the house, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm at home. Let's make a conscious effort to ensure that our hands are always clean. I don't know if I'm sure I'm not the only one that does like that. But at times I just feel like my hands are dirty. I just have that feeling, I just get up, I go to wash my hands and I moisturize immediately afterwards. Like I said earlier, it is nothing COVID related. I've been like this, and that's the best way to be. I became more conscious of this during Ebola. Remember that year that everybody was looking for hand sanitizer everywhere. That year, before them, I had always used, but after that episode of, that very scary episode in the country, I became more conscious of keeping, everything around me clean and my body in particular. And me being someone that suffered skin blemishes for a long time, I don't joke with such things. So washing our hands is very, very important. Now, talking about washing our hands, which would take me to the products we're going to be talking about today, Aloe hand soap. I'm a skincare expert, and I always talk about, when I talk about using products, I don't stop there. I also emphasize on the need to use the right products. I know there are plenty soaps in the market, liquid, bar, all kinds, and they have lots of claims. They can do this, they can do that, they kill germs, fantastic. But then after washing your hands, after killing the germs, after doing all of that, what is happening to your skin? It's very, very important. That's the reason I love this particular product a lot, because if you can read through it, if you can, it doesn't just cleanse the skin, doesn't just wash, it moisturizes at the same time. And that is what we all need. Because anytime you use a soap, most soaps have the ability or the capacity to strip your skin of its oils. And gradually your skin will start to become dry. And that is how wrinkles start to set in gradually. And this is the reason why you would see a lady with a very lovely face, supple skin, wonderful complexion, everything is okay. And then you get to see her hands and feet, and they look dry, wrinkled, and darker than other parts of her body. It is because she has not been paying attention to her hands. She has not been using the right product because of the things we get exposed every time. The soap we use washing our plates, we use in doing our laundries and all of that. The soaps contain ingredients that are very harsh to the skin. There's a particular surfactant. It is found in every detergent. It is in every laundry bar. It is called SLES, Texapon. So there's Texapon, there's lots of them. They are not skin friendly at all. And we do not have any of this in Aloe and soap, and also an avocado soap. We don't have it because it is not skin friendly. When you use it, it has the ability to dry the skin. In fact, you feel the effects instantly. After washing your hands with the soap that has this kind of surfactant, you would see, after rinsing your hands, you would feel the dryness immediately. I've tested it before. Hi, and somebody would test it, and it happened. If a lady made a liquid soap with it, she said it was really, really foaming. It was foaming, what people like. But then she said she had to even use a lot of water to rinse away the lather. And then afterwards, her skin became so dry. I said, yes, that's the effect. So we do not have that in Aloe hand soap because we are health conscious. We know that anything that you use on the skin can damage your skin at the end of the day. So that's the reason we ensure that we have ingredients that would not only do what you need at that point in time, but also deliver some benefits to the skin. And that's the reason I love this Aloe hand soap. It has cucumber, it has olive oil, it has glycerin. Glycerin is a humectant. Humectants are ingredients that absorb moisture from the atmosphere. So if you apply glycerin to your skin, it has the ability just taking all the moisture I can get in the atmosphere. In fact, it attracts moisture, to itself. So once you have used any product that contains glycerin, that's what it's doing to your body. It's taking out the moisture it comes in contact with. In fact, glycerin acts like a magnet. When you have a magnet and a metal or a pin, you just see the pin moving. You won't know how the movements occur. You just see the two coming together. That's the way glycerin and moisture is. So anytime you use any product that has glycerin, you just see moisture coming to you. So you're not only left with the moisture that you have naturally, you also have your body taking in moisture because of the products that you're using. Now, that's because you're using the aloe hand soap. So this is why if you use aloe hand soap, your hands should be dry, your hands should be dark, you won't have dark knuckles. Now, talking about dark knuckles, one of the reasons for dark knuckles is using wrong product, washing your hands with wrong detergent, because you just keep drying the skin. And the knuckles that are harder than the other parts of your fingers and your other parts of your feet and all of that would not, you just begin to behave funny. So that is why you need to ensure that you use the right products on your skin. Anytime I talk about aloe hands, I always have to share this testimony of a lady in Noye that bought the aloe hand soap from me, and she said anytime she uses it, she would not need to use her body moisturizer because it is moisturizing. She has a very sensitive skin, and before she bought, she mentioned it. She put, my auntie in car, my skin is very sensitive. I hope this won't do that. I said, don't worry. And she used, and she was so happy. Then she came to see me another time. That particular day she came to see me, somebody came also to buy some product from me, and she would not allow me to talk to this lady. She was just excited. She was like, no, you have to buy this. So this, I was like, no, yeah, please let me do my job. She was so excited that she made sure the lady bought aloe hand soap in addition to other things she wanted on that day. That's the beauty of aloe hand soap. And I personally love it a lot. It foams. If it is lather you're looking for, you will get it. If it is, so I call it a treat and care product. That's just, it treats your skin and they care for it. It will wash you, make your hands clean, and they care and ensure that your skin remains intact. Your skin even becomes better after using it. So that is why everybody should use the aloe hand soap. Then we have our Forever hand sanitizer as what's it called now? As a policy, or I do not use any other thing. I always have it in my bag. And when I'm about to enter any place, like I've been to 2 banks today, and at the entrance, as usual, I've been doing that for many years now. Anytime they want to, it started with Ebola, the episode of Ebola, then gatesmen or security guards will want to dispense their hand sanitizer to your hands before it gets into the bank. No, I have mine. Since one day I started to do that, since I noticed that this person was the person, I think a bank was Diamond Bank to be precise. The hand sanitizer, as the man was about to dispense it, I almost got intoxicated. It had a very strong, I'm sure it was alcohol content. It was so high and I could perceive it. I was like, this should not touch my skin. And I said, okay, no. And why that happened was because we didn't have a lot in stock. In fact, I was out of stock at that period. So the few everybody was managing it. So if I got to a place and I was offered hand sanitizer, I would use it so that I could keep mine, But that particular day, I was no, I'll use mine. So since that day, I stopped using any hand sanitizer at any place. It has to be mine. So this month I've done that twice in any bank. I was okay, sorry, I have mine, and I would just go in. Then I was also reading an article one day about hand sanitizers, because generally hand sanitizer will contain alcohol. That is one of the actives that kills the germs in hand sanitizer. But ours, we do not just rely on the alcohol content. So, but mostly, if you look at when COVID started, WHO released some recipe to make hand sanitizer. I looked at it and I didn't see anything moisturizing at all. All the things, just about 3 to 4 ingredients in all. And these are things that will dry the skin. So when I read an article about some hand sanitizer becoming flammable, I was like, no, yes, because people started to make hand sanitizers everywhere and they didn't know usage rates, but they should never go beyond and all of that. So hand sanitizer started causing fire everywhere. But somebody said that if you use those kind of hand sanitizer in the car under the sun, it could catch fire. It was that bad, So ours, we've never had anything. In fact, there are times, on few occasions, my husband will want to moisturize his hands and maybe he can't find his Aloe moisturizing lotion in the car. We just reach out for the hand sanitizer, and because it has that effect. It kills germs. It contains alcohol, definitely, but then it has that moisturizing effect on the skin because it has honey in it and it has aloe vera. And honey is also it has antibiotic properties, and then it kills germs as well, and very, very moisturizing also. So you have honey and aloe vera in addition to alcohol and other germ killing ingredients in our Forever hand sanitizer. So that is the reason why you can trust this. And look at it's so handy. The bottle is not big. It enters into anybody's purse. It enters into anybody's bag. And a little goes a long way. It kills 99.9% germs. And it lasts. There's one in front of it. It lasts so much. I don't know how long this has been on the table here. Just a little goes. So we don't be scared of when will it finish and all of that. No, it's very, very handy, and nothing. It doesn't harm the skin. It's very skin friendly. That is what is very, very important. So that is what I have to share with you this afternoon. I've been had to talk about just these two products. So if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and ask a question, or you send a message.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you for this short and precise product training. Please, if you have any question, please on personal hygiene, and then she's a skincare specialist. So if you have any question on any of our products as regarding skincare, please, now is the time to ask your question.
Thanks so much. Please, can I read this question, please, from Damis Lola? Thanks so much.
Okay, go ahead.
What kind of skin products can I use for scar, please? What kind of scar? There are different types of scar. What kind of scar? Is it an acne scar? Is it a scar from stitches? Is it a scar for what kind of scar is it? So that will let me know what product to recommend for that. Or from stitches. There is nothing actually that you can use. We don't have anything for scars from stitches. No, nothing. Ma, please, can Epiblanc help with mosquito bites and children pox marks? Yes, any dark spots, any hyperpigmentation on the skin, Epiblanc helps. So whatever it is that caused it, as far as it left a dark spot on the skin, then Epiblanc would work for it. You're welcome. Other scars, yes. Like I said earlier, any scar that hyperpigmentation is a scar. Any dark areas of your skin that is darker than any other part of your body, you can combine aloe scrub with Epiblanc. It should work for it. Body acne, yes, Epiblanc works. I remember someone's testimony. She had very serious dark spots on her ankle. And I once had that too. It was very serious. Epiblanc was what I used. And like I always say, when you want to use Epiblanc, don't just use it on your entire area. Concentrate it on the parts where you have the hyperpigmentation, and you will see then they'll begin to fade. Because what can I use to treat sunburn? You can use, first of all, start to wear our sunscreen. I hope it's available, either the spray type or the one in the tube. Start to wear the sunscreen and use it anytime you're going to get exposed to sunlight. And as long as it is daytime, I said this before in the last training I had, wear your sunscreen, because the sun is so high now, and the ultraviolet rays penetrates even buildings. Before, we used to say that use it only when you're going out. But these days, as long as it's daytime, you wear your sunscreen, because the rays penetrates buildings now. So wear your sunscreen, and then on the part where you have the sunburn, whether it's your forehead or your cheekbones, anywhere, use your Epiblanc on it and exfoliate 2 or 3 times with aloe scrub. Then, what product can I use for eczema? From experience, I recommended aloe vera jelly and aloe first for this person. I had to mix it together, on her palm, and then she was applying, because eczema, there are different causes of eczema. Excessive dryness could lead to eczema, and eczema can also be as a reaction to, some people just react to certain products and they have eczema. And eczema could also be as a result of lack of personal hygiene. Do you understand? So when you have it, aloe vera jelly, because of course it has aloe, it's very, very rich in aloe vera, so it has all the antimicrobial, antioxidant, and antifungal, everything in it that would work on the eczema. So aloe vera jelly, it's a go-to product for eczema, and so I always like to use our products so that they work together synergistically, and so that's the reason I combined aloe vera jelly with aloe first for her. You're welcome. What kind of product is best for treating hair, scalp, fungi, and bacterial infection? For the hair or for the hair? Our hair products, of course, but I hope they are available, because I called to ask yesterday. I needed one for myself. And what's called any of the three variants we have, whether it's aloe jojoba shampoo and rinse, or the hydrate shampoo and rinse, or the volume shampoo and rinse. But if it's for dry scalp, I'd recommend you use the hydrate shampoo and rinse. That's the reason that was made, the hydrate shampoo. And then for what can you use for eye bags? So eye bags, we have our new eye awakening cream. Eye awakening cream is so fantastic. I tested it when it came. I didn't use it up to a week before I did a video, because the effect was very, very notable. So our eye awakening cream is good for eye bags. And then, because eye bags have different costs, also check what is the cost. You may also need to check why do you have it, or why is it that you use something to get to come, because anything at all can come back again, can reoccur if you do not check the cost. So don't just say I'm using something, for also ensure that you do not do something that make it to come back. So find out what cost your eye bag. Is it lack of sleep? Is it alcohol taking? Is it smoking? Is it just crazy reaction to some kind of medication? So check what exactly causes, avoid it, and then start to use eye awakening cream. Another thing that I can do, a DIY do-it-yourself recipe that I can do, is like, of course, that recipe is aloe blossom herbal tea. It has chamomile, remember. So you can, after you've taken your tea, don't ditch the bag, just can keep in the fridge. When it is very cold, place that very cold bag on the puffy, the eye bags under your eyes, and that's it. So you can do that as often as you can, every day. If you take about it every day, you can do it. Leave the tea bag under your eyes for like 30 minutes. For as long as you can keep it, you would see it start to gradually get deflamed. That's allow me to use that word. So I think I've answered all the questions here. Can those shampoo you mentioned be used for now? Yes, very, very well. Very, very shine. Yes. I have a customer that is what, she has natural hair. So she's a naturalist, and I can always call her, and that's what she uses. Yes, you can use it for natural hair. Nobody's asking questions about personal hygiene. That's what we're talking about today now. Okay, I'm sure because we all got the message.
All right, we have Fatima. Fatima, you can unmute and ask your question.
I used to have, while Fatima is waiting to ask a question, let me read this. I used to have itchy skin at night, and I normally use aloe vera jelly and bee propolis cream, but the itching seems to go away for a while and then continues. But I was told it's just because of the product can be given.
Sorry, that's my question. I made a mistake.
Okay, that's the question, Fatima. Okay, fantastic.
I wanted to write pregnancy.
What pregnancy? Pregnancy.
I was told it's because of the pregnancy. The itching comes and
okay, so when you're not pregnant, you don't itch.
I do, but not as much as when I got pregnant.
You don't know what causes it. So is it pregnancy induced? Is it because pregnant people? I do not, when someone calls and say, well, and the person says she's pregnant, okay, madam, after childbirth, let us do something. Well, because some people have funny reactions in pregnancy, because the hormonal imbalance, and it's just, the hormones are just flying everywhere. And most of the times they don't respond to products. That's the truth.
Okay.
No, so I just saw that. But then the supplement should be taken while you're pregnant. I can take while you're pregnant, take them, continue to take them. It may help. But in case nothing happens, don't worry. If we now that you know that is only when you're pregnant this occurs, I was going to say, what I would have recommended to use what we mentioned already. I'd have said aloe vera gel. And okay, yes, aloe first too works. One night I was itching. I didn't know what I was just itching after taking my bath. I went to bed. I couldn't sleep. It was like, what is this one? Okay. I just stood up, took a bottle of aloe first. I was like I was actually bathing with aloe first that night. And I went back to bed. I did not dry my skin. I went back to bed with a wet body. And that was how I slept up. And also during the training at the VI office, a woman also shared, an FBA shared the testimony of when she was always itching. And she was like, what can she? Then she started to apply to just add little aloe first to her bathing water. So in the morning, she just added it to a bucket of water she was about to bathe with. And that was how the itching stopped. Then someone shared a testimony about from an FBO in Spain. One I think it was Spain or whatever, that had the same testimony about aloe first for itching. Do you understand? So you can add aloe first to the aloe vera jelly. And I pray it works, whether you're pregnant or not.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Then also, hello, Fatima, are you taking any of our supplements?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So keep very, very, but for me as a person, pregnancy was the sweetest because I didn't have any reaction, nothing like that. That was because before I got pregnant, I was high on our supplements and I continued and nothing like that, no sign apart from the bulging tummy, no sign that I was pregnant. So it is possible for you to be pregnant and not have any skin issue at all. In fact, that was the time people started asking me, how are you using a bleaching cream? Oh, just getting felt, just, everything was just what I knew it was because I was really, really high on supplements. So can one use aloe hand to wash? Yes, you can use, it's a big thing. So because we call it aloe hand, so doesn't mean that it's strictly for the hands. You can use for your entire body. Can I use aloe first for your baby? Yes, you can. You can. My son, from day one, although we had all the Johnsons and whatever, my husband didn't allow it. He said all he wanted his baby son to use was Forever products, and that was what we did. So from aloe vera gel, and when he had serious rashes, I still reminded him recently. I said, the one you baby, I was telling him the story when you baby have very serious rashes, and it was aloe vera jelly. I went everywhere looking for got pseudo cream. It didn't work. I thought I bought fake. Went elsewhere to buy another pseudo. It didn't work. Then I went back to jelly. It was jelly that cleared the rashes. So your baby can use aloe first and aloe vera jelly. It's okay. Yes, baby with itching, yes. I always like to combine our products. I do that a lot. So just take the jelly on the palm, spray little aloe first with it, mix it together and apply it generously. And allow it to be absorbed into the skin or our skin before you wear our clothes or his clothes or him or her. You're welcome. So I think that's all the questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, please, if you have any other question, we have a skincare specialist in the house. Please let's just try and maximize this opportunity we have with her. Let me just hold on for about 10 seconds. There is no question.
Okay.
Then we can wrap up the meeting.
Okay, all right.
Okay, there's a question. Can aloe first be used on hair?
Yeah, I'm sharing my own experience. I use it anytime I go to retouch my hair, like I'm going to do later today. I always go with aloe first. So in case the relaxer has burnt my scalp, whatever, I just spray. Once the relaxer is washed off, I just spray aloe first on it, and I won't have any sign that the relaxer burns my scalp. That's what I always do. So I always leave the salon looking nothing. You won't see any sign that the relaxer actually burns my scalp. So it works very well. I do that a lot, And I also have a feeling that it helps with edges too, because at the time I lost my edges because of consistent or constant braiding and maybe mishandling of the person that was doing my hair at that time. So every morning I would just put jelly, aloe first, put on my edges. I still do that, occasionally today, up to now. I just apply jelly on my hairline, especially the front part, and so at that time it grew back. so fast, so you can use Aloe first on your hair. Okay, I think sorry, I saw a question now.
Yes, there's a question from
for hair growth. Okay, for hair growth, our shampoo and rinse, nature mean, like our doctors have always said, nature mean has virtually all the vitamins and minerals we need. So nature mean is good. And what else again? Our hair products, then take our supplements, take nature mean, take aloe vera. We'll be fine. Very, very fine. Let me look at our shelf now and see what I haven't mentioned. Okay, yes, that's about that. For hair products, our shampoo and rinse, and then take your supplement regularly. You'll be fine. This is my natural seed. I always give a testimony about my hairline. Everything was just going, but I was like, what is the meaning of this? I don't use anything apart from, even I hardly use hair cream. I only use hair cream when I go to that day that I go to use to relax or to retouch the hair. That's the only time I get to use anything from the salon. From that day until it is only forever. It's either jelly or aloe force on the edges, and that's it. And I just removed braids. So I just removed braids a few days ago. So, and I take our supplement regularly, so you can bank on it to grow your hair. Then, exactly what body care products can be used for hyperpigmentation that shows white patches on the body. White patches are not hyperpigmentation. There are two different things. For white patches occur as a result of many things cause white patches, but mostly as a result of when it's an infection, when the skin gets infected. And they have, the infection can be as a result of certain products you used. So what I gave someone that time was alpha A factor. That lady used bleaching cream, and because of whatever, and what these products do, they increase the pH. I don't want to go too much into that. Just trying to so that you know why, so the pH of the skin is the acid mantle of the skin gets disturbed. And once that happens, the skin gets infected, and that's how white patches occur. So that was why I gave her alpha A factor, and she said she's a Polish woman, and she said we cleared it. So she was not that I even called back to ask for more. Said that the thing was working for her. So white patches are different from hyperpigmentation. For hyperpigmentation, I always recommend Hyperpigmentation. It's very, very good. So if the hyperpigmentation is very serious, you can combine it with the aloe scrub, exfoliate that part, and then wash off the scrub and use the epilant. Now, when you want to use it for dark spots or any hyperpigmentation, I always recommend that you concentrate on the parts you have the hyperpigmentation, because if you use it on the entire area, it should be clearing, the entire area is getting fairer, and it's not appear like the dark spots or the dark patches are getting darker. Why? Because the entire part is getting fairer. So what I always tell people is concentrate your epilant on the hyperpigmentation only. So even if you have dark spot on your face, just take it and just massage like this on the dark spot, you'll be fine. Then please, which of the Forever products can one use for a smooth face, for pimples prone? Okay, and people's acne prone skin, pimples prone skin, any of our cleansers, you can use aloe cleanser. I don't know what these products are available now. Actually, we have products dedicated, made specially for combination skin, problem skin. So I don't know if the products are in the country currently. If they are, just go to the product center and say that you want the product for acne prone skin, then get that facial pack. So it contains everything that you need, everything an acne prone skin needs: the cleanser, the exfoliator, and it has a mask as well. And but if the pack is not available, you can get any of our cleanser. Our cleansers are very good because our cleansers are in cream form. That would open your pores and get out all the dirt that are accumulated under the pores that are responsible for clogging your pores and making it break out. And then toner, either the rehydrating toner if it's available, or whatever whichever toner that is available, get it, because the toner will help to tighten your pores and reduce the amount of oil that you break out with. Then I recommend you use Nourishing Serum. I hope it's available also. And if you have oily skin, you can use any of our moisturizer, but do not use Aloe moisturizing lotion on your face. If your face is oily, that's only one I would advise that you do not use on your face. You can use on any other part of your body, but not on your oily face. So a customer complained that our lotion and aloe jelly did not give her glowing skin. She complained that her skin became dark. She's fair. What can she? Okay, that's another question. But I didn't give her a glowing skin. See, our products are natural to start with. They don't work in 2 weeks. You know, skincare industry has been hijacked by unprofessionals. Is that the right word? I didn't want to call them a bad, but some people that just came up and said, I was saying someone the other day that the easiest business to start now is a skincare business because everybody's into it. Even my son can teach about skincare. I was, he has done several videos on, do you understand? It's that easy. So everybody comes up with different products and all of that. So they're now promising people 2 weeks, some even say 3 days, 7 days results, which is not Google. Go to Google and search. I can give you some, check for vitamin C, one of the most effective skincare ingredients. You would see results start from 8 to 12 weeks to 16 weeks, depending on the type of vitamin C that you're looking for. From 8 to 16 weeks, and that is 2 months to 4 months. But here are people today promising people 2 days, 3 days, 1 week. So everybody comes to that mentality to buy things from us and expecting that. And at times, because we are afraid of telling them the truth, we say yes, yes, yes. So glowing skin cannot actually be achieved in 2 weeks. See, I can't blame them totally because it is normal. We don't have the patience to be waiting for one month before we see results. But that's the way natural product works. That's the way it works. That's the way. So if you want to glow, if your skin hasn't been glowing and you want it to glow, you need to give it enough time. And you can't just rely on gel because glowing, if your skin is not glowing, it means that something is covering it up. It has accumulated dead skin cells, which you would need to get rid of. And then you can now, so you don't just give the person aloe vera, a cream or whatever. Do you understand? You need to give, the person needs a total package. The person needs to have something to get rid of the dead skin cells that are covering and dulling our complexion, and then now start to use things that make our skin to glow. So just giving the person a cream it's not enough. And the person also could also be as a result of damage, because as a result of overexposure to sunlight, or maybe our colon. We just listened to a video about colon. Do you understand? Some people have lots of dirt accumulated in their colon, and they need, and all these things reflect on the skin. So using a cream is not enough to have a glowing skin. So someone comes and see them that, are you ready? Tell them you need to cleanse the system, you need to do this, you need to use supplement, you need to detoxify, and they need to exfoliate. And the cream is the last thing that I should recommend to people. You can even have a glowing skin without using a cream. That's the truth. If you eat healthy, have a healthy colon, you do a detox every day, take aloe vera gel every single day. You exfoliate, you may not even use a cream, and you would glow. That's the truth. So let us recommend well so that we stop bringing bad feedback about our products, negative feedback. Let us recommend the right way, please. It's those two products are not enough for glowing skin at all. So those two products are not responsible for our skin getting dark. No. So which exact products that I've read that? Because I've read that the one eye bags, I think I said that eye awakening cream is good for eye bags. And I also gave a tip using if you take an herbal tea, don't ditch the bags, just keep in your fridge or your freezer. Once it's very, very cold, bring it out and place on that part where you have the puffy eyes. Lay like that for like 30 minutes, for as long as you have the time to remain like that, and it will help the puffy eyes. So that's it.
Okay, ma. Thank you very much for the training. Okay, we have The last question is from, say, can aloe nectar be used for detox?
Yes. Yes, you can. You can.
Okay, ma. Thank you for your time. And also, before we close the meeting, let me just quickly run through some announcements we've been making earlier in the week.
Okay, maybe she wants to talk.
Oh, okay. Let me check.
You're welcome.
Oh, okay. So quick one before we close the meeting. Let me just run through some announcements we have for the rest of the week. Tomorrow by 12 noon, we'll be having a training called Fast Start training with our Sapphire manager, Fenitola Onogurua. Please let's make it a date with us tomorrow by 12 noon. And then also on Saturday, the 25th of September, we'll be having a special business opportunity meeting in Asaba. So if you have friends, family, or downlines in Asaba, please, the invitation is out. Please forward to them to attend this training. And finally, on Saturday as well, we'll be hosting a special business meeting in Ibadan. So if you have family as well, or friends, or downlines to your prospects, please do well to invite them for these trainings. So, okay, before I forget, next week, Wednesday, the 29th, next week, Wednesday, we'll be having a special Lagos Super BOM. Wow, so we're expecting FBOs to come around to the head office in Ikeja to be part of this training. It's a ticketed event, so please contact your center managers on how you can get the ticket for this event. Once again, I want to appreciate our trainer, Mrs. Mika Bidomi, for taking time out to be part of today's training. Also want to appreciate our participants for being part of today's training. We'll see us tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.